I have a good friend, and he's with me today live in the studio. Aloha to you, my friend, Mr. Curtis Pruder.
Aloha.
Aloha. Curtis is my buddy, my friend. I call him my 007. He is the man I go to when it comes down to being my agent. Curtis, tell them about our relationship. Why am I calling you my agent? And what did you do for me 4 years ago?
What did I do for you 4 years ago? Well, we met. I work in marketing. I'm a failed on-air DJ. And so I was on the air in a very small market.
Yes.
And I looked in the parking lot, and I saw some fancy cars. But the guys that were on the air did not drive these cars.
Got it.
It was the salespeople that drove those cars. So I sold advertising, then started my own agency and represent clients. It's like the guy that used to sell cars now buys cars.
That's right.
Yeah. So
the name of your business is?
Pruder and Associates.
All right. And you represent me, and I believe you also represent several other people.
Well, Rowen Young, who's on after this show. And Yes, I have many clients in different categories of business.
That's right. Yeah. You know, the show it's all about the Benjamins. The show is about introducing you, my client, my listeners, to opportunities and to learn something new. So maybe we can learn something new about sales. Maybe we can learn something new about introducing you to a media which is different than what you've done. Let's say you run a business. Let's say you are a doctor, or maybe you are a professional of some sort, a financial advisor, a realtor, tell us a little bit, 007, tell us a little bit about what type of clienteles do you have and how potentially you, with your business, can help my listeners make or perhaps maybe save a few Benjamins.
Well, it's weird how things kind of organically grew, but the businesses I represent, I actually have a lot of like medical stuff and financial. So, that's just kind of how it worked out. But, there's an ophthalmologist I represent. There's a hearing aid company I represent. Financially, it's Rowen, an estate planner.
That's right.
Yourself. I have a bankruptcy attorney I represent.
One of our good friends, which is my dentist, you helped him also work his marketing, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Russell Masanaga.
Russell is my man. He helps me, and I got to go fix up my teeth.
Yeah.
Go do some cleaning.
He's also my dentist also.
Oh, good.
And he is excellent.
Good. So you have clientele that helps a lot of other people. So let's say you and I met 4 years ago, and I had this dream about going on the radio. You can actually help others get radio shows?
Well, yeah, I mean, as I said, I was a failed on-air guy, so I had some training on being on air.
Yes, but maybe we should change it. You're not fail on air, you were successful in sales.
I was successful in rolling out of that career.
Nice,
into another career.
It.
Yeah.
Keeping it positive.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean, I worked under several program directors, and they taught me about how to be on air. I was working mostly with music, not talk. So, what do you say going into a commercial break?
Yes.
How do you come out of a commercial break?
Yes.
Stuff like that. So,
if you had eyes on the studio today, you are the listener. If you were to see me right now in front of this amazing board filled with buttons and, oh my God, it is unbelievable. And then today I'm doing it thanks to you and thanks to others that have taught me a new skill.
Well, to be fair, people like you're listening right now to the show and you think, wow, that's pretty easy. I can do that. But actually doing live radio with a bunch of people listening, with all the equipment, we have headphones on, microphones, we have a call screener. The whole key is just trying to get back to being yourself after you get distracted by all these things. And if I can compliment you, Ben, first of all, English wasn't your first language.
No.
Right?
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So for somebody that speaks English their whole life to think about doing a talk show is really scary. Yes. People get very frightened about it. And you just work and work and work. When I think of you, you're a person that you have a goal and you just don't stop till you get there. That's my impression of you as an outsider, that you didn't speak English, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You moved over here, you got your education, you got your career going, and you're like, hey, why don't I do a talk show in English which is now is your primary language, obviously.
And improve the language, improve my vocabulary.
I mean, that's gutsy. My hat goes off to you, literally. I have a hat right here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I listen daily to Mr. Hamada, Rick Hamada, in the morning. And then the language, the sounds, the way that he communicates on the air, just magnificent, amazing, and I learn a lot by listening to the radio.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Eloquent, amazing way of delivering a message with high vocabulary. Well, let's do a service to you and to you, my good listeners. If you are sincerely interested in pursuing an opportunity where you could improve or use or find a new direction to grow your business, and you want to talk to someone in the marketing field that has experience in the radio, in advertising, TV. He's my agent, and he has done well for me and well for Rowen Young, the show that is coming next. Call my buddy, call my friend, Mr. 007 Curtis. Curtis, what's your phone number and how we can find you online?
951-9995 is my phone number. And if you Google Pruder and Associates, Pruder is Pruder. If you Google Pruder and Associates, my website will come up. So
got it.
I'm easy to find.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Dear Mama, happy birthday to you.
It's a special day today. It's a happy birthday day. The show is celebrating 4 years today, and I brought my agent. Woo! We are live on the air celebrating 4 years. Is it important to plan for the future? Is it important, Curtis, my agent, to merge or verge into the left and the right and plan for the future just in case an emergency arises? Is it important, Curtis, to save and invest for retirement?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we know people that they just kind of let things come. Whatever happens, happens, right?
That's right.
And how many times does that work out well? Of your buddies or friends that are like, yeah, whatever happens.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, usually that doesn't work out. I'm not saying there isn't one person out there it worked out, but to try to figure out what you need in the future and to be prepared is obviously the best course.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you look into the stats out there, life expectancy is rising. And would you agree, Curtis, that people are getting older and they live longer and healthier,
and they look younger,
taking all the supplements, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You look at an 80-year-old today. I remember 70-year-olds when I was a kid.
That's right, 70 years old.
I'm 50, just to give you a base mark there, but
yes,
but yeah, they look younger.
They look younger. They feel younger. Technology helps. Medicine helps. Today, you go to the doctor, they fix you up.
Yeah.
So you should expect to live just as many years after you retire as all the years that you have lived up to retirement. I have a client that have so far lived after retirement, let's say retiring at 60 years old, they are 20 years now and continuing to probably go to 100. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Some of my clients have been big savers and planners, and they've started early in their 20s. And some are the one that wake up at 55 years old and they look into their statements and like, oh my God, how am I going to be replacing my income, my monthly income when I reach older age?
Yeah, you have that shock value. Look at your statement and you say, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah,
not the way I'm doing it.
Not the way I'm doing it. Planning for retirement is critical. Typically, it starts with what you plan to have as your source of income during retirement. What I do at the office and I can do for you is I can look into your Social Security income that is potentially promised to you. I can look into your pension. I can look into maybe if you have a fixed annuity or some sort of a retirement account that you have put together. I can look into your assets and I can use a calculator and I can actually predict with no guarantees, obviously, right? We can more or less figure out what will these assets generate you in income at retirement, at desired age. And what a lot of people discover is that when they will find themselves at 65, 68, 70 years old, they find themselves to have $1,200 to $1,500 guaranteed monthly. And how in the world can that be enough to survive here in Hawaii?
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
So what we do, we go and we ask for an opportunity to meet for 30 minutes. At the office. Call the office, by the way, if you wish to make an appointment and take a look at your guaranteed income at retirement age and see if you have enough. The number is 380-8888. But enough about me and enough about the business. Today is a celebratory day. Curtis, thank you for coming to the show and celebrating with me my 4th year on the air. Tell us a little bit about, once again, your business, how we can reach you, and why looking into other form of advertising could work for a small business owner.
Well, it's enough about me. It's your birthday. It's not my birthday. I'm just a guest over here.
It's someone else's birthday,
yeah,
guaranteed.
But I mean, we were talking. I love media. Okay, I love talk radio. I'm a fan. You know, I listen to different shows, and even with the technology changing, where people have podcasts and ways of listening to talk shows not live off terrestrial radio, off, you know, from the antenna. The one thing about talk radio is if the person's authentic, you can really feel it. You feel like you really know the person. And Ben, I think you've done that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and you are an authentic guy. I can vouch for you to that degree. But when you do listen to talk radio, that's really what you're looking for. Is this person, are they being sincere? Is that really them? Is that, you know what I mean?
Yes. I appreciate
and
that.
When you're listening to a talk show, it's like you, the host and you, it's just the two of you. That's the way it is. So, I've listened to just about every show you've done. I think I probably have listened to every show, actually.
You are my number one
just
fan.
to give me a little room for error. And I've learned a lot just by listening to the show. So I thank you for that.
Yes, I appreciate it. You know, we're so lucky to have Curtis as our agent. And when I say our agent, I'm referring also to Mr. Rowen Young, and he's in the studio today, and his show is going to be next. Rowen, are you live with us on the air? Can you say a word or two about the importance of savings towards retirement, and also about your relationship with Curtis, our agent?
Well, you know, when we talk about saving for retirement, it's not, it's an entire attitude, an entire way of life, right? Because it's not simply putting money in an account, right?
No, you're right. You know, Rowen has a good point here. It's about old habits or creating new habits of savings and starting young. Is that right, Rowen?
Well, you know, again, you start where you're at. And if you're young, better yet. But as you say, I look at it more than just depositing money. It's a way of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to how you spend your money. You know, maybe you don't need the fancy. Well, maybe some of us need the fanciest car in town, right?
That's right.
Well, some people like fancy cars.
Some people
I don't have a fancy car, but
Yeah, but we know people who have fancy cars.
yes.
There
yeah.
we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes on and on and on. I'm addicted to the Chinese idea of real estate investment. So
Yes.
you cannot ask me anything, and without that, I have to throw that 2 cents in. But you mentioned about Curtis. Now, Curtis and I go back, quite pretty far.
Over 20 years. I
Over
think.
20
Yeah.
years. That's right.
We were kids back
Yes.
then.
Just when I was
We were
born.
very young.
It's Hanabata days, right?
Right.
And he was actually at that time working for KGU.
Yes, I was a salesman.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we worked opposite each other, so to speak. And then, of course, now he's on my side.
Yes.
So you know, we go way back.
That's right. You know, today I'm celebrating something really special. We're celebrating a happy birthday to someone special out there, guaranteed, but also special moment here on the air. We're celebrating 4 years live on the air, and I owe a tremendous gratitude to my agent, Curtis, and He's here with us. His phone number at the office, if you want to learn how you can develop potentially a radio show, a TV show, and any marketing strategy, is 951-9995. And as a matter of fact, he's also the agent for Rowen Young. Right, Rowen?
Oh, absolutely. There was a time when I used to do this myself. Remember, Curtis, when I used to do this myself?
Absolutely. Yep.
And, after talking and dealing with Curtis, I simply gave up. He can do a better, faster job and still save me money. And I thought, what am I doing this for? Just give it to him and let him do the expert professional job.
Plus, I have to mention, I left my sales job, right?
Yes.
And I was totally unproven in the agency business.
Yes.
And so I went and talked to Rowen, and he was crazy enough to hire me. So I want to thank him for that.
Yes.
Because, he was taking a big gamble. So
no gamble, not in my eyes. In fact, if I remember correctly, I was the second guy, right?
Russell was the first guy.
He beat me out by
Masanaga,
He beat me out by 1 minute or some craziness.
It was something like that. But
I'll never forget that.
I actually started out with 4 clients.
Yes.
And he was the second guy, and he said, "No problem, let's do it."
Yeah.
And I don't know if the business would have got off the ground without that. So I thank you for that.
There's a point I want to make. Rowen, thank you for this point. Rowen said just a minute ago how he could easily have gone and negotiated a radio show by himself. He potentially have started, in the early days to do so. I asked for advice. I sat down and spoke with Rowen, asked about who is your agent. And Rowen, I believe, through some connections, introduced me to Curtis. I believe that's how it was.
Or Russell.
Oh, Russell, my dentist.
Yes.
And here is the point that I want to make. We could easily go out there and pursue our dreams and do it all on our own. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people before us have done it. But sometimes in the special field of finance, in the field of advertising, in the special field of medicine and law, sometimes in order to save time and potentially money, you might want to go talk to the specialist about it. You might want to be approaching the person that can save you a great deal of time and do things right. Actually, it could help you avoid doing things wrong. Rowen, would you admit that potentially have saved us both time and money?
Oh, for me, it was not even a potential. When I first started negotiating my own deals, Curtis pointed out to me that, by the way, he can get get the same deal 15% cheaper. And then, of course, I asked about his commission. He says, his commission is already built in. And I'm thinking, am I crazy or what? Let this guy do the work. He's doing a better job. It's cheaper. Oh, there you go.
Yes. Well, as a closing remarks, Curtis, thank you so much for joining us on the air today.
Thank you, Ben.
Mahalo for the time.
Birthday.
Happy birthday to all of us, and happy birthday to It's All About the Benjamins for 4 years in a row. And a word of advice, maybe a wisdom to you. If it's time for you to look into a professional that can save you a great deal of time, and some people say time is money, it's okay to pick up the phone, and it's okay to reach out, build some friendship and trustful relationships, and move forward and have some time to play with the kids and be with the family. Until I meet with you in person, wishing you all blessing of peace and wisdom. Shabbat Shalom from the Benjamin.